this series we're going to go over closed guard, obtain the underhook, controlling the E, attacks, and a little bit of problem solving, things that can go on where guys try to stabilize and stop you from moving your hips. We'll show you how to circumvent that and get around it. So we're talking about lots of ways to enter this. Right, guys in the guard. I mean, if you got someone that just basically doesn't know what they're doing and they just got their hands on the mat, it's an easy entry, right? You just reach up and get the collar. Usually it's not this easy. Usually you're gonna have to, guys posturing, you're gonna have to force the issue getting in. So it doesn't matter how we get in there, we're in there. Dan is going to break the first one down. Basic triangle choke.
So I'm in deep on the lapel here and I get high up on the neck. Alright, the whole time I'm going to keep my elbow pinched to my ribs here. Alright, and I want to angle out this way. Alright, so foot on the hip, and I move my hip to the side. Alright, and I get a good angle. Alright, so the whole time I'm going to be controlling this wrist because I don't want him to have a grip on my wrist. I don't want him to be in my armpit where I can't use this here, so I'm going to be controlling his wrist the whole time here. Alright, so I'm going to move his wrist out, move my hip out, and this makes it easy to pass my leg through. Alright. If the longer legs you have, the more you're going to have to move your hip out and shoot your leg over. If you have short legs or you're really flexible, you go there. Alright. So lock your triangle as tight as you can right away. Go ahead and let go of the arm. Lift your hips, pull the arm across, grab your shin, adjust, and here I just finished the basic triangle. Lift your hips, pull down the head, squeeze your knees together.
Alright, on this one right here, what happens is a lot of times, especially when you go with big players, little guys will try to pressure through. So when he catches me with the underhook, guys will try to pressure down to the shoulder, push the leg down, step over and make a pass. So this is going to be a damage response to that. He's going to attack the position.
Alright, so everything's the same. So getting the arm down, sitting up, getting a good hook, and making my grip on the lapel. So same thing. I would like to control the wrist, but this time he's keeping tight pressure and he's pushing down on my knee. Alright. So if I let him step over my knee, it's trouble. Right? If I let him get my leg down, he's gonna pass big guard. He has a deep underhook on this side. Alright, so my goal here is never to let him get my foot, never let him to step over my foot. Alright, as soon as he does that, it's bad for me. So I'm gonna control the wrist, keep it here in place. I can move my hips out if I need to, and I'm gonna go foot on the bicep, and I use my toes to pass my other foot in. Once the other one's in, I give it a good hook. Alright? So now I like to try to sweep the guy to mount this way and let him come back into the triangle. So I turn the guy this way here, and then I'll throw my leg over and I'll just release his arm, and that will lock my triangle. Alright, same thing here. Lock the triangle as tight as you can, lift your hips, pull the arm across, go back to your shin, angle, alright, and throw in a triangle. Also, always keep your toes up on the triangle here. Alright, if I'm like this, it's gonna be soft behind his neck. I want like a bar behind his neck here. Toes up, pull down the head, lift your hips, and squeeze.
On this one here, a lot of little subtle things were going on there. You got a player that once he gets caught, he doesn't want your hip moving out. So he's gonna drop his elbow, plant his head down, and stop you from moving your hips. Give an example right here of what would happen if he doesn't anchor, and we'll show you the anchor. What happens if he tries to move his hips. So Damon gets in, he's in deep. He wants to move his hip outside here. If we got a guy that wants to plant, and I'm staying tight here, and he tries to move his hip out, and he can't. So no matter how much he moves his hip, I'm stopping him from moving his hip. So we'll deal with that, and then he's gonna show you the attack, how he's getting around this little problem here.
So just to set up, it's quick here, won't spend too much time on it. I'm just pulling his wrist up, using my legs to pull him up, coming around, and coming in deep on the lapel and release this. Alright, so the guy's staying really tight here. Okay. I can't get my hips out. Alright, so I gotta anchor to something on this side so he can't spin that way. Or if he does, I spin with him. Alright, so I'm just gonna get a hook on the material here, and I pull it up towards my head here. So I'm pulling it up the whole time. And also the other problem is his knee is pinching against his hip or his knee, and my hip can't go that way, right? So I use my body and my leg to stretch out. So here, I stretched him up, his elbow's straight. Now I put my foot on the hip, and I pull this up the whole time. Now if he tries to spin or go back this way, I'm turning with him here, and I have my angle. Right? So once I have this, I use my toes on his hip, get a better angle, and now I'm just gonna let go of the leg, get my knee above my elbow, press down, and move my back straight here. So I'm just using my body for the arm bar. Here. Bar. All right, and also my leg. So I'm gonna try to crank, but if you do the armbar fast, you're gonna get the tap. Right? It's a fast tap. All right. But if you're kind of practicing doing it slow, or maybe the guy's bigger, stronger than you, he turns his thumb down. All right. It's obvious already here. So I'm gonna take my hand out. I'm gonna cup his elbow tight. All right. And I like to get my knees together. So I'll pull my knees together, driving my knee to the floor this way, and then I'll throw my foot over. Alright, so I throw my foot over, now I rip out the bottom leg, and I sit up, but I try to catch. I always expect a cartwheel here, so I'll keep my hand up to catch this here. Alright, I'll sit up this way, now I'm going to face him, and my hips are going to go away. Alright, grab the arm, the lapel, but I use my knees, I pinch them, and I use my back leg to sit up this way here for the tap. Alright. Alright, so this one, everything's the same. I'm going through the arm bar, hip out, I'm going for the arm. So he's trying to pull his arm out here. So I'm gonna release the lapel and come in right at his elbow, right? Because what usually happens here, you might be able to get 2 taps. So I'll try to straighten out his arm and crank here. And if he pulls where I go under his elbow, I still keep this tight, all right? So I just lock my wrist here, and I stretch, and I act like it's a key lock, all right? Of course, right here, keep your guard closed. You can still escape if he steps over. So keep your guard closed and start cranking. All right. Also, it could be a fast tap.
On this move right here, Devin's gonna catch the overhook on me, and we're gonna work in the sweep. But what typically happens with the overhook is guys can still use their hand for a base, but he's gonna show you how to angle a really nice angle where it's gonna take my base hand out, the one that's overhooked. It's gonna take it out of the game.
All right, so I'm gonna enter the arm here, the lapel. So I hook the arm and go deep on the lapel here. Right. So the same as before, I'm gonna hook this leg here, and this is just so he can adjust. Right. So I hook, stretch his arm out, put on the hip here. But this time I'm gonna go deep under the leg, and I'm gonna hook his shin here, deep in the leg here. Alright, once I do that, I have to use this leg to get my hips out, to create my angle. Okay, so I start kicking my leg. And now I'm at a T. I tee it off here. Now it's really easy to throw his weight over. Base, mount, heavy hips, securing your mount. Alright? So. On the arm. Yeah, make my grip. Alright, so hook the leg, make a grip, hit my angle, right, secure this position. I'm gonna go for the underhook, but this time he moved his leg out. So when they moved the leg out, he postured up a little bit. So I'm just gonna hook this leg and throw my leg over his head here. And it's a really tight arm bar. All I have to do is really use my legs and extend my hips a little bit. It's a really tight arm bar. So